And we're live.
Fantastic. Where did my... Hold on. Here we go. All right. Let's get this thing started. This week on the Media Virus Podcast, Terrence Howard claims Diddy tried to make his empire a little more power bottom. Russell Brand's spiritual awakening just woke up the UK legal system. A Miami grandma went in for a BBL and a breast job and left in a body bag. The doctor got a fine smaller than my bar tab.
Shut up and sit down.
It's the Media Virus Podcast. Now here's your infection team.
Well, we are streaming live from our own deranged little corner of the internet where the headlines are twisted, jokes are questionable, and the hosts are definitely not qualified. This is the show where no topic is off limits, no punchline is too inappropriate, and no one leaves without learning or at least contracting something. Whether you're here for the chaos, the comedy, or just because your life choices have taken a dark turn. Welcome to the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh as the world is burning around us. All right, guys. So I am still beaming with pride here on Wednesday evening about an event, an interaction, if you will, that happened on Monday morning whilst I was at work. And as you may or may not know, I'm working at a department store in men's suits, but we sell other haberdashery items, and they say that
not haberdashery.
They say that luck is the day that that preparation meets opportunity, and I got to tell you, there aren't many other situations that would provide the opportunity for an organic conversation to have a customer walk up to you and say, "Cargo pants?" Now,
I didn't know where this was going.
An amateur retail comedian might just point over towards the Levi's, but no, not a seasoned professional such as myself.
And a dad.
I looked him dead in the eye and said, "No, man, cargo vroom." And the blank stare that he and many other people I have told this story to gave to me let me know that my sense of humor might be, just a little too intellectual for the masses.
Sure.
Because there's levels to that joke,
It's a thinker.
Right. Because a complete idiot, you might want to turn yourself up a little bit there, Mike. A complete idiot goes, cargo vroom, car no go pants. Yeah. And a moderately intelligent person might think that I'm, the idiot in that situation, that doesn't understand what's going on. But a true student of comedy knows that I have been waiting like a stalking panther and knows that I had that chambered because I'm waiting. Like I'm waiting for the waitress to ask, "Do you want a box for that?" Because I'm sitting on, "No, but I'll wrestle you for it." It's like ordering a Pepsi everywhere you go because the off chance the waitress might say, "We have Coke." So my response can be, "I'll take a gram of that and the Pepsi, please." But it takes patience, and I don't think patience had much. I don't think Diddy had much patience for letting things just happen naturally. Coming up is Diddy going down or just going down on everybody? Reverend Mike breaks down the celebrity stuffed allegations and the crumbling house of Bad Boy.
Puff Daddy's House of Horrors. And I'm a little bit hotter than I need to be, huh? Puff Daddy's House of Horrors. Freak-offs, famous names, and fumbling fellas. The Reverend Professor Mike Latoris here, live from the crumbling ruins of Diddy's legacy, where the moral high ground is just a pile of cocaine with a view. It's been a hell of a week for the artist formerly known as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, Love, and now possibly Inmate 6969. The hits just keep coming, and I'm not talking about from Bad Boy Records. Let's start with a bombshell new lawsuit from a woman who claims she was trafficked and assaulted by Diddy after being recruited into a freak-off involving Beyonce, LeBron James, Jay-Z, and Meek Mill. According to her, she was coerced into sex acts and was filmed without consent. And just to be clear, no one is accusing Beyonce and Jay-Z or LeBron of wrongdoing here, but their names were dropped like mixtapes in a MySpace-era rap battle. It's giving Epstein 2, Electric Boogaloo. And just when you thought...
Epstein 2, Electric Boogaloo is a fucking genius.
That's a good line, yeah.
It is. It's a great line.
And just when you thought this couldn't get more surreal, Terrence Howard walks in like he's auditioning for Surviving Diddy. In a recent interview, Terrence said Diddy tried to hit on him years ago, and let's just say the vibe was less empire and more unwelcome advances of love. Apparently, Diddy offered him a role in something, and Terrence said it felt like he was going to be baited into a different kind of audition. Howard turned it down, and now he's speaking out. Then there's Cassie, the ex-girlfriend and original whistleblower, who's no longer whispering. TMZ reports she's not only fully cooperating with the federal investigation, but she'll be testifying using her real name, and a big move considering she already settled her civil lawsuit last year. That kind of testimony could blow the lid off everything. It's like Survivor, Bad Boy Mansion, and Cassie just found the immunity idol.
Babe.
Yeah.
Survivor, Bad Boy Mansion. Would you watch that?
Yes.
Every night Diddy rape somebody. And she's got the shield.
No, not like that. I was thinking of like when Flavor Flav had Flavor of Love.
Okay. I see all right. I got what you're going on.
Let's be real. The walls are closing in on Sean Combs. There are federal raids, multiple lawsuits, RICO implications, and now celebrity name drops that make this feel like a Bohemian Grove fever dream.
I'm not defending anybody, but anytime I hear RICO, I just go, oh, the government couldn't come up with one crime. Like they can't charge you with, so they come up with some kind of bullshit.
Well, I mean,
a bunch of crimes.
That's what I'm saying. They couldn't nail you to one. So, but you have to show like it's a enterprise.
Yeah,
right?
You have to prove that they're all intertwined somehow.
Yeah.
To fund an organization. That's the problem. When you organize multiple criminals performing multiple crimes to one end, that's organized crime. It's literally organized crime.
Oh my God, what a gangbanger.
And what a perfect money laundering scam to have a record label.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Fucking dump money all over the place. And
that's all they do is hemorrhage money.
There's a music recording studio in Ridley.
There's a podcast recording studio right next to Botana Organics.
Oh, cute.
But what about the place in Ridley?
It's called Ridley Music something.
Oh.
It's across from Swiss Farms, behind the original Wawa on McDade Boulevard.
Okay.
I drove by it. That's it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. So if you're wondering how this all ends, it probably doesn't include a reunion tour. But stay tuned because the soundtrack to Diddy's downfall is, if I could read, that'd be fantastic. Mo Problems.
Mo Problems, baby.
Is that a song?
Mo
It
money,
could
mo
be.
problems.
Is it? Okay. You didn't seem too interested in any of that.
You know, I was really trying to pay attention, but something was happening on my phone
Oh, yeah?
that I was paying attention to more.
Okay.
Something about like there's like this woman named Chaya Raichik who she posted, arrested some criminal illegal aliens with Secretary Kristi Noem this morning. Exclusive footage coming soon. Phoenix, Arizona just became a lot safer. And then somebody was saying something about how there was like woman concentration camp guards and like nobody mentions them in history. And
Right. People should mention them in history.
the true horror and lies and their similarities to ourselves.
All right.
I don't know. I was just reading it and looking at the pictures. Anyways, what else is happening?
Well, we've got another bit here to get into.
Damage control, from accusations to awkward apologies. The Reverend Professor Mike Latoris. Congregation, we are gathered here today to witness the holy trifecta of fame, shame, and blame. From the hallowed halls of British courtrooms to the frothy mouth of social media outrage. And finally, to the emotional breakdown happening in Ben Affleck's sad, sad eyes. Let us dive in. Part 1. Russell Brand is charged with rape. Russell Brand, former comedian, former YouTuber, and current sentient STD pamphlet, has been charged in 4 separate sexual assault cases spanning over a decade. I'm not saying the man's a predator, but if your vibe screams human kombucha with a god complex, maybe it's time to sit down and shut the hell up. This is the guy who wrote the book about recovery while actively podcasting from the same mattress where he likely committed half these crimes.
Goodness.
Namaste? No, bitch. More like namaste in jail.
Namaste in jail.
Part 2.
Well, hang on, because I wanted to get your thoughts on Russell Brand.
I thought he was really cool for a while. When I remember when I first joined Twitter, I like retweeted like all of his tweets. I loved him a lot. He was very political and like was talking about how like fucking weird America is at that time. And so it was a vibe. But I do remember being like, this guy's a fucking loosey goose. Like he was so weird for so long, and then he was with Katy Perry, and I was like, well, she's like Mormon, and they don't have like a good, you know what I mean? Like she wanted somebody that was extra, and I feel like that was Russell Brand. Anyways, I believe this. I don't see. You have to create reasonable doubt, and I have reasonable doubt.
Well, yeah. I mean, the guy was an
addict,
a nihilistic, hedonistic drug addict.
Yeah.
And I mean, not for nothing, in a drug-fueled, hedonistic stupor, you
might have done something unpleasant.
It's possible. You might not even fucking remember doing it.
Right.
You
might not even remember 1999.
No, why would you? It was a horrible.
I feel like it seems really possible. Like he's talked about how much he used to party and all of the things that he's done by way of his like heathen fucking lifestyle. And so I just very much believe that this probably did happen.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it absolutely
allegedly.
Happened. Allegedly. What I'm saying is the garden was rife. The garden was fertile for the...
And, like, that's very judgmental, and I understand, but sorry. Like, literally, does he even remember 1999?
Speaking of judgmental, the internet's being pretty judgmental of Gayle King.
Aw, the bestie?
Apparently not anymore.
Gayle King's gay slur quote gate. Quick summary of the incident. Accidental quote of joke during an interview. So Gayle King is catching flack for quoting a joke that had a slur in it. Not using one, quoting one during a pre-written segment. Now, look, I've said some wild shit on this show. But when Gayle King, America's favorite church auntie, gets put on the cancel grill for reciting a line, we've officially entered offense Mad Libs territory. If quoting a joke is now a hate crime, my entire high school yearbook is contraband.
I mean, honestly.
I mean, that's kind of how it's been.
I mean, I just feel like you can say, like, if it was like an F word, you can say F word or something. You know what I mean?
I have a tendency to agree with you. You don't. There's no absolute reason.
Like, if it was
to
a white
use the
person
word.
saying the N word, would they have said the N word? No.
Now, see, there's a school of thought where if you're reporting the news and you are quoting somebody directly, that whatever they said, you're just quoting them.
Yes, and you're responsible as a purveyor of news to put out what, the truth about what you gathered.
Right.
So if you're going to use that quote, you're going to use that quote, and you got to stand behind it. And that's kind of my school of thought.
I don't agree. I feel like you can censor yourself. Because if it was written down, it would have been censored.
Well, but that's
like if it was a newspaper, they would have said like F apostrophe T.
Sure.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Also, this was a written.
Yeah, so there was a meeting about this.
Yeah, this was, this was more, and they probably pulled Gayle in and was like, so how do you feel about using the word well? And then she probably had this, she's probably towing the same line that Mike is, presenting.
If I'm going to confront you with something you said, and I've got to bring everybody up to speed, I'm going to let everybody know what you said.
So,
which was that was the setup. She was talking to a comedian and was like, "Hey, you said da 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 da."
Who was the comedian?
I don't know.
Probably like Bill Burr.
I read a brief synopsis of the situation.
Bill Burr says
I didn't go any deeper then, because I think it's like a gay comedian who uses this slur in his comedy. And so it's a big fat nothing burger for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I mean? In my opinion, that's like, there's no reason to bring it up to him unless you're saying, hey, this is a really funny joke that you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why she was bringing up this quote, whether it was to pat him on the back or to ask him why he's whatever, but.
Or what was she doing with a gallon of PCP?
Those things do happen. But before we get into that, Ben Affleck's a sad boy.
Ooh, Uncle Ben.
So it looks like Ben says marriage is tough. And not just because he's trying to keep up with Jennifer's intense skincare, dance rehearsals, and midlife rebranding. Now, he's out here blinking help in Morse code every time he steps out with her. Dude's been Batman, a recovering alcoholic, and now he's stuck in a live-action reboot of Sleeping with the Latina Dragon. We love J.Lo, but if she's exhausting Ben Affleck, what chance do the rest of us have? If Ben Affleck leaves J.Lo again, who gets custody of Dunkin?
I was hoping you were going to pause. And I was going to get to ask that.
Oh,
but either way, it's not, it's not going to be good. I think it would probably be Ben Affleck who would get Dunkin.
I think he should. I mean, he is the Boston guy.
Hold on. What is it again? Ben Affleck's doing what?
What was that line again?
It was something about Ben Affleck being sad with J.Lo.
They're divorced. What are we doing?
I thought they were divorced.
Yeah.
All right. But like, what? Why? Like, why was it news in the? All right. But
he has been hanging out with his other Jennifer. I saw them when they had the wildfires.
Chilling with his ex.
Yeah, she and the kids stayed at his house because his house wasn't on fire and hers was very much on fire. Very interesting. So what's interesting to me about Ben Affleck and his wife choices, because Jennifer Gardner like is the silliest little silly, but also like very much like, oh, what's the word? Without saying like white, like just very classy, preppy, like Connecticut white.
Without saying white.
All right,
You know what I mean? Like very, very preppy, like Banana Republic, Pier 1, like just, like a fancy. But she's also very, very, very silly. And I'm like, how does Ben Affleck fall in love and have four or three daughters with Jennifer Garner, the silliest silly little Connecticut mom? And then he's like, you know what? My true love is actually Jennifer Lopez.
Well,
like the most serious fucking person in life.
Part of it is a cruel joke that is played on us by nature. Men are hardwire programmed for variety.
Oh.
It is the nature of the male to look to plant his seed wherever he can to further the species.
Oh.
He said, I'm going to have some.
Let's get to the wrap up. So, like, what did we learn today, kids?
Well, I've got something to throw at you before that.
Yeah, I was trying to skip it, but go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. I didn't realize you were jumping it. Go.
Yeah. So what did we learn today, kids? Russell Brand ain't enlightened. He's indicted.
Oh.
Quoting jokes is now a felony if you're famous. And Ben Affleck is one iced coffee away from quitting life altogether. Stay safe out there. And if your PR team starts talking about a healing journey, just know it's already too late.
Can I tell you guys something that's so freaking annoying?
Yeah.
So there's this guy at my job, and he only works a couple days a week. So I don't see him very often. I don't usually see the technicians at my job. They get there before I arrive, and like we talk throughout the day, but like I don't say that much, and it's usually just being like, oh, here's the address for the place you're going to next. And the person that I'm talking about was like, he wasn't like the main guy, like he was a helper. And so like I did not have to interact with him, like even less than I interact with everybody else.
Right.
And so
what you're telling me is you try not to talk to the help.
No. Goodbye. No, it's just he's not the one that's doing the communicating. It's the guy whose truck he's on is the one that's doing the communicating.
Gotcha.
And I didn't see him very often. Then when he would get back, like when they get back at the end of the day, if I'm even there, like he would always just go straight to his truck. He wouldn't come in. The other guy has to come in because he has to leave his key, because he parks the truck and he has to leave his key inside.
Right.
And so that's the only reason why I see this guy. Anyway, so the helper, we're gonna name him fucking David. I don't know. That's not his name. That's okay. Nobody's name. So David.
Fucking David. If you're gonna give a guy a name, you gotta stick with it.
He's like a muscle little meathead. Muscle man Randy Savage. But he also like he thinks he's better than people. Like in a way that for me is annoying. Like he is why I would choose a bear. Like he just loves a vanity moment, but also like loves bragging about his kids. But like when he's bragging about his kids, he's like, my kid took a shit in the woods. Like, and he has like really like obnoxious, like hyper masculine like names for his kids.
Walker in Texas Ranger.
Literally, one of them is Maximus. Right, he's like 2 or 3 or something, but like he's always like the few times that he has been in our group setting, like he's talking about his kids doing something fucking gross and like taking off the diaper and peeing on the fucking fake plant and shitting in the fucking yard and like just dumb shit. And I'm like,
he shits in the yard. How? What a good get.
Yeah, like it's just very toxic masculinity adjacent. And then like I've heard him say like little political things, and we do not align politically at all. And so anyways, so he quit. And like he got another job, and he was very part-time with us, and so he got a second full-time job. Anyways, so he is saying bye, and he's giving his key back to the boss, and I'm sitting there, and they're talking, standing up, and he shakes my boss's hand and thank you for the opportunity, and I hope to see you again soon, and whatever, and what is and then why does he give me this like awkward like I'm sitting down instead of shaking my hand?
Give you a hug.
He tried to hug me.
Yeah.
And first of all, your clothes are dirty because you were just working on a fucking fryer today or something. Like his sweatshirt was visibly dirty.
He took a shot.
Gotta grab some titties.
Listen, I'm not his type.
No,
so I'm not.
But you
that's
kind
not
of are. You're soft and you probably smell good.
You know what's funny is like
both of those things,
I
yes.
am right now feeling exactly how uncomfortable she's feeling, and my face is completely straight. I can't oh god.
And so the smell, the germs, like me and Sean have a thing. Like we hate when people come and like shake our hands because I'm like, let me go wash them. I don't want to touch your hands. And so here's the thing. Here's the whole point of the story. Just because I'm a woman who you've talked to for less than 10 minutes in the 6 or 7 months that I've even known you, you think that because I'm a woman, you can't shake my hand. You have to give me a hug. Honey.
Like I said, he took a shot.
I don't.
It wasn't an obligation. It was a choice.
I don't know. I feel like his like frame of mind is like, no, this is man hug woman, man shake man hand. Like it's just, you know what I mean? It's just very like he would like hold the door for me or something. You know what I mean? Like I can fucking hold my door.
I would hold the door for you.
That's like different. It's you. I'm like mad at this guy, so he could fucking blink wrong, and I'm like,
This guy
fucking
can go
idiot.
fuck himself.
Cool blink, stupid ass.
Dipshit.
Dippy-zo. And I just feel like women can get handshakes too. I don't want it. I'll take a fist bump over anything. Listen, and I'm a toucher. I'm a toucher. When I talk to people, I touch them. I'm a hugger. I'm a give me 2 kisses when I say hi and bye. Like I'm affectionate, but
just not to him.
But we're in a professional setting. You just shook everybody else's hand and then you singled me out to give me a hug. Are you kidding? Because I'm a woman. If it was a man fucking office manager, would you give them a hug? I can't. It's just so rude.
No, you're absolutely right. It's
weird.
I can't explain it away other than to say it sounds like the guy took a shot, you know.
You have said that on more than one occasion, and I just feel like you have a skewed reality of what it's like to be a person in a big body. Nobody's trying to hug me. Nobody's trying to take a shot.
You don't understand how men work.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me that's the problem.
No, you're not a problem. That's why he was trying to touch you.
And also, like, the energy that I give him is
none.
Literally.
And some of us are stupid enough to get off on chasing that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's funny that I'm saying this now because Ryan has a crush on one of my aunts, and when he talks about her, he's like, I just really think she's great. Like, she doesn't really say anything.
She's perfect. She just
literally
she's just trapped shut.
He's like, I love how quiet she is and how she doesn't really say anything. And I think she's so pretty. She's the prettiest person in your family for sure. And I'm like, all right, thank you. All right, got it. And so now that we're saying this about this guy, like maybe he's like, no, this girl is so submissive. I love her. Cause like at work, like I am very submissive. I'm not doing too much. And so maybe he's like, wow, that's great. Little does he know, like fucking I'm a man eater.
Well, let me tell you something.
Right, babe?
Dude, you wouldn't buy sushi from a gas station, would you? And if you ever did, I bet you regretted it. So why are you trusting them with your CBD and THC? At Botana Organics, we take your wellness seriously. No mystery ingredients, no sketchy labels, and absolutely no, we swear it's CBD vibes. Our products are organically grown, lab tested, and crafted with the cleanest ingredients. Because your body deserves better than what's next to the nacho cheese dispenser. From calming oils to delicious gummies and soothing creams, every product is handpicked for optimal benefits and zero weird surprises. So skip the gas station gamble and trust Botana Organics, where everything is pure, potent, and definitely not stored next to the windshield wiper fluid. Isn't that right, Mike?
Botana Organics, cultivating wellness naturally. Visit us at 3650 Silverside Road, Wilmington, Delaware 19810, or check us out on the web at www.botanaorganics.com.
All right. So we've got another segment lined up, but we've hit the 9 o'clock mark.
Yeah.
I'm in B block right now. He's not there yet. So let's blow through this.
Okay.
All right.
Well, BBLMD, butt lifts, bad doctors, and brain death with the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris. This week's healthcare roundup is brought to you by Are You Out of Your Fucking Mind? A public service announcement for anyone thinking of getting a discount BBL in Florida or an organ transplant with a side of rabies. Michigan man dies from rabid kidney transplant. We start in Michigan, where a man got a kidney transplant, and unfortunately, the organ came with a bonus: full-blown rabies. Wow. That's maniacal.
This
He's
is
a monster.
This is a throwaway story.
You are married to a monster. Listen to that.
I've never been so hard in my life. No.
Ever? Not a clearance kidney.
Well,
Where he got it from, Timo?
The donor died in 2023, and somehow the CDC greenlit the organs, despite this guy being a walking biohazard.
He died from rabies.
Another person already died from that same donor. And a full year later, we're still handing out his parts like party favors. This poor guy died in March after receiving a rabid kidney in February. 5th time in the U.S. history that we've done this. Organ donors, great idea. Maybe test them for rabies first.
Test them for everything first. Also, he died in 2023. We're keeping kidneys alive for that long?
Yeah, I thought, like,
what are we freezing them?
I thought, like, you had to get the kidney out into somebody.
Right.
So, I mean, that may have been.
That's how they did it before, but they got technology now. They freeze dry it.
I died in. I don't know. There may be some organs that they can keep alive for a while. I don't know.
Oh, that's wild.
I know the hearts are a big deal.
Well, let's skip over to Miami.
I love a BBL. Also, who's getting anything done in Florida? But okay.
Grandmother of 11. 11 dies after botched BBL in Miami. Now to Miami, where 47-year-old Tanisha Walker.
Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute.
A
grandmother at 47.
A grandmother of 11 died after a Brazilian butt lift, liposuction, and breast surgery performed by Dr. Oliver Simmons at New Life Plastic Surgery in April of 2022. Now, I'm going to stop for a moment because I tried to consider the math behind all that. And
can we?
It's tough. It's tough.
So let's listen. Matt's 48. Matt Jr. is 30.
Matt Jr. is, he's 20. He'll be 29 in January.
Alicia will be 30. He's 29 and a half.
Yeah.
He has 2 kids. So Matt is 48 as in a grandfather of 2. That means that they would have had kids for like since they're 20
Or,
Dude, she
or
was
younger.
or younger.
Yeah. I mean, when we looked at this, for her to make it to 47 with 11 grandchildren, somebody had to. I mean, we had to have some teenage pregnancy going on.
Well, yeah. So Matt had Matt Jr. when he was like 19.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's like if Matt Jr. had kids since he's a teenager.
Yes.
Like every year, every year.
But a lot of them.
Right. Damn.
Or she had a bunch of kids that had a bunch of kids.
Right.
What if she only had one kid and it was just one?
Just started pumping out babies.
Right.
All right, let's get.
Despite being pre-diabetic, with high blood pressure and a BMI of 38.1, Walker was greenlit for surgery after being turned down by another facility. She went through with it anyway. The surgery started at 9:35 a.m. She was in recovery by 11:05, but by the time she was transported to a so-called recovery home, she became unresponsive and died 3 days later from a pulmonary fat embolism. The fatal move, Simmons injected fat into the gluteal muscle. A no-no. The autopsy even found vegetable matter in her airways. I mean, was he stuffing her like a Thanksgiving turkey?
Oh.
What's his punishment for killing a woman? What do you think? A $10,000 fine, a 1-hour lecture, and he has to use ultrasound during future BBLs, unless the board says he can stop using the ultrasound.
Also, do the BBLs correctly and don't put the fat inside of the muscle.
That just means he's going to cost more because the customer's going to pay, the patient customer is going to pay for the ultrasound.
Right.
If you would ever go to this Dr. Oliver Simmons.
The man got punished less than a parking ticket at Disney World. And back out there reshaping asses as if nothing happened. 2 women have died at this same clinic. In Florida, 6,900 doctors operate without malpractice insurance. If that doesn't scream medical Wild West, I don't know what does.
That's crazy.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
I know how much you like to talk about BBLs.
I fucking love a fat ass. Are you kidding?
You have a fat ass, babe.
I really don't, though.
I love it.
I love BBL bitches. I love that it's a trend. I hate when they get diaper booties, though, because...
But they're dying. Like, people... like.
Listen, you have to do your research, and unfortunately, because she was turned down by a reputable place, she had to go to the second race. She had to go to the Rena Center.
Oh, no, wait. Hang on. We haven't.
But wait, it's worse.
That was Bob's discount. That was Bob's discount surgery.
Right.
We're going to talk about Rena Center right fucking now. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah.
Fake New York City doctor leaves woman brain dead after BBL. Speaking of surgeries that should have never happened, in Queens, New York, cops arrested Felipe Hoyos Ferrando, a fake doctor with 0 licenses running surgeries out of a residential building. This Frankenstein was giving women BBLs using his personal anesthesia cocktail, and now one of his patients is brain dead.
No, don't worry, baby. I shoot you up with this. You go out for a little bit. I stuff shit in your ass, and then you make it back. You got to do it.
Let me repeat that. Brain dead.
Oh.
That's crazy.
After trusting a dude operating out of what was probably a converted Airbnb. He advertised his services, performed multiple unlicensed procedures, and no one caught on until someone nearly died. We're still waiting to hear if this guy even had gloves on, or if he just used dishwashing gloves in faith.
From a dollar store. Like, this is the thing I wonder, like...
From a dollar store.
You want a fat ass so bad that you're willing to go to a place that's a house.
I mean, not for nothing. Mike and I were having this discussion last night. We were talking about the first story. Like, have you ever seen a 47-year-old woman like have a hard time getting a fat ass? No. It's usually like the easiest thing for them to do, you know.
Have a couple of kids spread out wide, you know.
Sometimes it just, because like there are so many different versions of a fat ass, but also like some people just have a fucking pancake. It just be like that. That's just their body type. Their body type is not in the gluteus maximus and they don't want to work out for it. What I do wonder is if they were at any point like, okay, so there was somebody that died by this guy, but he's done like thousands of these surgeries. One out of thousands or hundreds. Like, did they have to like, because these, like, if you look somebody up for 5 seconds, you're gonna see if somebody died. So I just wonder if they're like, meh, what are the chances I'm gonna die? Oh gosh,
Yeah, but
that's wild. I want to get my lips done so bad, but I'm like, no, because what if I get somebody who does it fucking weird?
Well, I mean, that's the downside to plastic surgery.
Right. Like, and this is just my lips. Like, this could be like it was fixed, but this is like anesthesia, like going under, getting incisions, getting fucking lipo in several different places in your body, and then putting it in an ass. I know somebody who got a BBL, and I was like friends with them, and she was texting me while she was down there and everything. I am obsessed with BBL bitches.
I mean, I understand wanting to perfect how you look or make yourself feel better, but like my canines grow out funny in front of the rest of my teeth, and like once I started working full time and had dental coverage, I very easily could have put braces on my teeth and been done and had it fixed. However, because I want to use my voice the way that I do, I'm afraid it would change I'm afraid it would change my instrument. I wouldn't want it to change the way that I sound or the way that I'm able to.
I don't think it would.
No.
Oh, if you had braces on, yeah.
It changes the alignment of your teeth, which is it changes
that's like painful.
Right, but it could because it changes the surface of the inside of my mouth. It can also change resonance and my ability to enunciate in a certain way.
Oh my gosh!
So I've always no.
You're out here with crooked chompers because you want your voice to be the same.
Right.
Good for you.
Much like I wouldn't have anything done to my. I mean, my sinuses are awful, but I'm afraid if I have some operation to clean my sinuses and make them
get a nose job, you'll be fine.
Well, I'm afraid that it'll change my resonance. I don't want to sound different.
I mean, get a nose job. I want a nose job. Oh God, I want plastic surgery so bad. Like, you know how they have those memes? It's like, oh, if I win the lottery, I won't tell anybody, but there'll be signs. Catch me with a whole new grill, a whole new face.
What do you need a new face for?
Listen, these lips.
I fell in love with them.
Up.
I fell in love with that face. I don't want you fucking with
I'm gonna get a whole new fucking set of teeth. A brand spanking new. You won't see me for a month, and when you see me, you're gonna be like, huh! Who's this girl?
Oh, I'm getting teeth put back.
I want them to give me all my teeth back. New ones.
And I'm getting that really good hair surgery where they put plugs in.
Oh my, yeah, we're going to Turkey. I love a Turkish vacation.
I'm gonna see if they can take the hair off my ass and put it on my head.
I was gonna say you gotta be careful where you get the hairs from. Because
they'll be curly, honey. All his body hair is curly.
You'll wind up with curlies where you don't want.
He does have curly hair though.
I do,
but they do it in Turkey. That's where you go to get hair things. I see videos about it all the time on.
If anybody knows about hair, it's the Turkish.
It's the Turks.
You know,
they got plenty to go around.
They got a lot of stuff going around in Turkey medical wise, and I will plan a trip.
That is the truth.
Anyways.
Well, all right. So what the hell are we doing? So what have we learned, kids? If you need a kidney, just don't check the blood type. Check for rabies. In Miami, 10 grand in a PowerPoint counts as justice for a dead grandmother of 11. And in Queens, the only thing faker than the BBLs is the doctors.
Oh.
These stories are tragic, but they're also a warning that treating medicine like fast food, fast, cheap, and potentially fatal, at this point, your best bet for survival might just be eating kale, doing squats, and staying the hell out of Florida. I'm not the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, and that's your weekly reminder that our world is burning, and some of y'all are getting grilled from the inside out. We're having a big change in B Block. We're going to talk about Dire Wolf and some other shit that we're going to come up with on the fly. It'll be fun. It's going to be a good fucking time.
All right.
So,
that being said, I'm going to get our closer ready and roll us out of here.
Right on. Let's do that.
This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdeff as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus Podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Maddie Rockdeff, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, coming to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform. All right.
Okay.
Can we send you that?
Yes, please. Give me a second, right?
Yep.
Oh, wait. I got in the stream.